Hey guys, how's everybody doing today? Welcome back to the channel for another Star Wars Mandalorian video. We will be continuing our talks on the first season of The Mandalorian today. We'll be talking about episode 3, The Sin. So to start off, The Mandalorian, he is leaving Arvala 7 and he makes his way back to Navarro. He brings Baby Yoda to the client, and the client is very happy with his findings, with him finding Baby Yoda. And Dr. Pershing inspects Yoda. Baby Yoda sees that he's healthy. And Dr. Pershing basically takes Baby Yoda into the back of the safe house. So the Mando, he starts talking to the client, and basically he gives him his reward, and he asks him what they're going to do with Baby Yoda. And part of the guild code is they don't talk about anything that they're going to do about it. And a couple of stormtroopers kind of walk out and kind of escort the Mando away. So the Mando then takes his spoils and brings them down into kind of the Mandalorian safe house. It's not really a house, but it's underground in the sewers. And he opens it up, and it's a bunch of tiles of Beskar that the Empire had stolen from the Great Purge. And he has the armor create all new armor for him. And with the excess, he gives some to the foundlings, the future of the Mandalorian, and he uses some of it for whistling birds because he hasn't found his signet yet. So a signet is like his clan logo on his shoulder plate, kind of like how Boba Fett had. So whistling birds, the armor says, is good for when you're outnumbered in a small room or environment. So the Mando is having his armor forged, and one of the other Mandalorians basically kind of confronts the Mando and says, our strength was in our numbers. And he calls out the Mando for working with the Empire because it was the Empire who destroyed their home, and that they live in hiding and only go above ground one at a time. So they kind of duke it out a little bit, and finally the armor says, this is the way that we have to live to survive. So the Mando gets his armor forged, and we have another kind of throwback scene to when he was a kid. And it's basically the same scene. We have a couple of different droids come into the scene from the Clone Wars. And basically when the gate opens that he's in, there's a B2 battle droid about to shoot him. And that's where the flashback cuts out. So the Mando then goes back to the bar to see Grief Karga, and he walks in the bar and everybody's kind of staring at him because he had won the bounty, And Grief Karga's all happy about it because he got a couple of plates of Beskar as well, which makes him rich because Beskar is very expensive. So the Mando asks him for a new job. He gets to pick whatever one he wants. And he's about to leave. And the Mando asks Karga what they're going to do with the kid. And Karga said he didn't ask because it's against the guild code. So the Mando is on his way back to his ship. And he goes and sits down in the cockpit, is about to take off. And he has a lever on the right side of him. And it has a little ball on it. and the little ball was what Baby Yoda was playing with, and the ball wasn't there. So that kind of symbolized him, like, basically giving Baby Yoda away. So what happens is the Mando goes back, he backtracks, and he tries to infiltrate the Imperial safe house. So he destroys the droid that uh, lets you enter the safe house, and some stormtroopers come out. So he ends up killing most of the stormtroopers. He kills about 20 stormtroopers, I would say. And he uses the whistling birds against the stormtroopers. He uses his flamethrower. He uses his blaster. He uses his shock rifle. He doesn't disintegrate anybody. And he gets into the room where Baby Yoda's kept. And that's where he sees Dr. Pershing. And Pershing kind of cowards away and hopes that he doesn't kill him, that the Mando doesn't kill him. And he takes Baby Yoda. So the Mando is on his way to escape out of town, and all of a sudden, as he leaves the safe house, all the bounty hunters who had gotten tracking fobs from the client, they start going off again. So what happens is all these bounty hunters start tracking down the Mandalorian. And the Mandalorian is just about to leave town, and there's all these bounty hunters kind of keeping him within the city. And kind of an all-out battle between the Mandalorian and all those bounty hunters goes off, and he kills, I would say, about 8 to 10 maybe bounty hunters by himself. And Grief Karga stops him right before he gets to his ship, and he says, "If you give us the kid, we might let you live." And the Mando says he can't do that. And that's when the rest of the Mandalorians come from underground and basically say that, they help him to escape. And the one Mandalorian that he had gotten into a fight with earlier, he his is pretty cool. He's almost got the same weapon that Baze Malbus has in Rogue One. It's basically a gun, like a Gatling gun or a Gatling gun, and the Mando says, we're gonna have to move to find a new home. And the other Mandalorian says, "This is the way." That's kind of their creed that they go by. So the Mando then um, escapes Navarro, and he goes and has to find a new home for Baby Yoda. And that's how the episode ends. So I thought that this was another great episode in the series. I kind of realized now when I was analyzing all of it that I thought that episodes 2 and 3 were kind of combined. When I look back on it, I couldn't remember if um, like the entry 3 films or 3 episodes were still taking place on Navarro and Arvala. So I figured that out today when I was creating my script, and I thought that this was a good way to allow for the Mandalorian to kind of expand the story and go see new places. Um, I was confused though on where the client was during the time when the Mando was stealing Baby Yoda. Um, and you would have thought that he might have been trained. He either would have been an Imperial warlord that was trained and well versed in combat, or he was one that was kind of like one of the separatist leaders that would just escape at the first sight of trouble and let his Imperials do the work for him. And obviously that didn't work because the Mando escaped. But yeah, I think the whole episode as a whole was good. Um, I did like to I want to know, and I hope we find this out in the next season, is what Pershing was doing to Baby Yoda when the Mando finds him again. Because it looked like there was scanners going all over him, and Baby Yoda was sleeping, and we don't really know what he was doing to him. Now, I have a theory that I think he could have been getting parts of Baby Yoda to clone him, because again, he did have the cloning patch on his arm. So I don't know if he got enough um, information to be able to clone Baby Yoda. That would be kind of cool to see, like a dark side Baby Yoda versus like a light side Baby Yoda. That would be pretty sweet. But yeah, I think the episode as a whole was very good. Um, so yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys tomorrow for episode 4. Thanks, guys.